Wish you could clone your portfolio? Well, you can using off-market deals in the neighborhoods you already invest in. If you're a real estate investor stuck at one or two properties, I'm going to show you the simple system that I use to generate deals in my own backyard. Let's get to it. The first thing that we have to do is map out where it is we're looking for deals and what kind of deals that we're looking for. Now, you could go really narrow here of like exact neighborhoods that you already own properties in. There's something extremely appealing about being able to drive down a street and be like, yeah, we own that one and that one and that one, versus them being on opposite ends of town. Or you might be willing to invest in, say, an entire zip code or school district. The next thing we have to get clear on with the buy box is what sort of assets we're actually looking for. And the more clear we can get, the less money this is going to cost you. Marketing gets more expensive as we cast wider nets and gets smaller when we're going smaller. Obviously, less pieces of mail, less cost. So when it comes to the actual asset type, I want you to look at what you already have and let's look for clones of those kinds of assets. So for instance, if you're looking for small multifamily, are there square footage minimums? For instance, back when I was buying rentals in Indianapolis, I didn't want an 8 unit that was 3,000 square feet because I know they're going to be small studio units. If I was looking for a small multifamily, I wanted something larger so the units would be better size. You can get crystal clear with this kind of stuff down to beds, baths, square footage, even things like year built and if it has a garage or not. One of my favorite lists to market to, not even for rentals, just flips, is what I call the vinyl villages. Newer, nicer places. So 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,000 square foot or more, attached 2-car garage, built after the late 80s. It's that cookie cutter kind of Stepfordy home that everybody wants. The next thing we have to do is pull the data of who owns those kind of properties. And I'm going to show you how to do it automatically so the data is always up to date and always matches your filters. Now, you can do the data in 2 tools. It's pretty much either going to be PropStream or DealMachine. Both of them are going to kind of act in a similar way. DealMachine is likely going to be what you want to use for this because they automate the list updating without any sort of an extra fee, and their map search function's a little bit more simple, but I'm going to show you how to use both. Now, both of these tools are around $100 a month. I think PropStream's $99 and DealMachine's maybe $109. They both give 7-day free trials. That's tied to our affiliate link. I'll drop with you down below. My rule of thumb, I only promote tools that I'm actively paying for, actively utilizing to generate a profit in my own business. Historically, I've done these videos where I show you like how to use one tool and how to use the other. I'm gonna do it a little bit differently, and I'm gonna show you kind of going through the steps in both simultaneously so you can see which one you like better. For the sake of this example, we're gonna focus on the zip code of 46218 in Indianapolis. Helps if I type it correctly. So we're going to punch in 46218 into both tools, and they're both going to kind of zoom in on that particular area. Now, let's say for the sake of this example that we're going to focus just on single family. So we're going to go into filters, property type, residential, and we're going to pick single family. In DealMachine, we're going to go property type, single family. So done the same thing in both. Now, the next thing that we want to do is add some sort of an equity filter. Equity, meaning they can afford to sell the property to us at some sort of a discount, pay off their mortgage, and walk with some cash. So in the filters on PropStream, we're going to scroll down to value and equity. I always just do a minimum of 35%. That tends to work well for me. One note, some people kind of mess with this and they go like, oh, give me only 50%. In my experience, most of our sellers are like right at that 35, like they can just barely afford to sell the property and walk with some spending cash, or they pretty much own it free and clear. So we've got 35% equity in PropStream. We're going to now go do the same thing in DealMachine. I'm going to hop over here to more, equity and value, equity percent. We're just going to do is greater than 35. DealMachine's a little bit more programmery to me with like the less than equal to sort of logic, but wasn't difficult at all to do that right now. Now, when it comes to what actual list we want to pull, if we look at this, entire zip code, there's 10,000 places. That's pretty wide net. It's a lot of places. Some of these are owner occupied places that just sold. Some of these are currently on the MLS. The most consistent list that investors are getting results with is an absentee owner list. So if we want to just go put that in here, we can just hit quick filters, scroll down for absentee. We can see that cuts this list almost in half in that entire zip code. Same thing over here. Go over to owner type, and we're going to move this to not owner occupied. So same list. One thing to note, there's always going to be a small discrepancy kind of between these two providers, 4390 versus 4282, just how they interpret the data, particularly when it comes to equity. In an ideal world, you would build out multiple lists in the neighborhood that you're in. So you're not just going to pull an absentee owner. You could pull expired MLS or bankruptcies or liens or things like vacant properties. But for the sake of this one example, I'm going to do just absentee. Now, I started this video talking about marketing to the exact neighborhoods that you're in. So we probably wouldn't do this for an entire zip code unless we've got a large budget. So what we're going to do is zoom in a bit more, and we're going to pick like just an actual neighborhood in each of these tools so you can kind of see how the map search functions. I'm going to do just kind of this block right here. So we click this little draw guy, and we're going to click here. PropStream's draw tool is worse than DealMachine's. I'll just throw that out ahead of time. Oh yes, I'm sure I'm trying to click on Shalongo's restaurant or whatever that is. Even get the full block in. And then we've got to, let's see if that'll work. Search. There we go. So if I was looking for properties in that exact neighborhood, we can see there's 79 of them. Pretty straightforward list that I'll show you what to do with next. Doing the same thing now over in DealMachine. We're going to just pick a neighborhood. I'm going to do kind of this block right here. And I'm going to hit the draw tool right here. So go boom, boom. You got to kind of like get the hand on it. There we go. So 326 in that area. Now here's where we automate keeping these lists up to date so we can just market to this stuff consistently. So literally all we would do, come in here and click build list, click confirm and let it do its thing. Same time while that's running, I'm going to come over here into PropStream and I'm going to save this list as well. Check the box to select all, click save. I'm going to call it the neighborhood list for this example. Go save. So now that that's saved, we're going to go over into my properties on PropStream, search neighborhood list, and there she is. Similarly, over on DealMachine, we're going to click view list, and there she is. Now to export both of these out, if I wanted to just mail them, it's pretty straightforward. Select all on DealMachine, lead actions, and scroll down to export. On PropStream, we would select all, click export, pick which fields we want, and have it kick the file out. Now, here's where DealMachine has a bit of an edge. See these filters at the top here? So they're blurred out on PropStream. They want us to upgrade to their lead automator feature that charges us based off of the number of records that we're monitoring. Now, the cool thing with this is we can literally track ownership that matches that criteria we set. So an absentee owner with equity of a single family. So if somebody moves out of a house, and maybe they're going to try to rent it out, that would now automatically add it to this list without you doing anything. DealMachine just does that for you though for free. All of the lists that live in their system stay updated. You'll get a email, I think it's like once a week, with basically what has been done on the list of how many new records it's added and how many it's taken off. The logic here is this is almost like insurance marketing. We don't know when any of these folks are going to want to sell in these exact neighborhoods. We do know is at some point, pretty much every property is going to sell. Just is it next month or next year? So the logic with these is we want to put them on a drip sequence that they get a different piece of mail every month until they either sell to you or ask you to stop. For these, I really like Ballpoint's sequence products that we've built out. So if you just go to ballpointmarketing.com, you can get there through products and punching around, or if you just scroll down a little bit, you can see these two sequences. The first one is the Americana themed. It's kind of like retro vintage American stuff. And then the bottom one is the comic one. We've had some competitors blatantly rip this off, but I still think ours looks better. Now, if we click browse all designs, it'll actually take you to our newest one, which is the 90s sequence. These look fantastic. Now, these are like stupidly bright and colorful. And the thought process is we want it to look like something that they've never gotten in the mail. So each month for 7 months, it rotates through a different like niche or reason that they might want to sell. In my experience, people call on the one that clicks with them. All my hoarders call me on the sell without cleaning it out one. All my ugly houses needing lots of work call me on the sell the house without fixing anything one. Now, you can literally just schedule a call with our team and they can set this whole thing up for you, or you can literally pull your list and go order it yourself. You'd simply select your quantity, whether you want printed or handwritten. Most of mine, I do handwritten and I do in cursive. I think the cursive looks better. I think it looks cooler, and sellers compliment me on it more. Simply then fill in your information, phone number, mailing address, website if you've got it. You'd simply upload that list, pick how quick you want your first one to go out, and then that'll automatically put you on the schedule for the next 7 months with that product. One thing that's crucial to note with this is you do want to remove vacant properties if there's ever any owner occupants on your list. A vacant property on this list is actually a good sign because it's a property that's currently sitting empty and the owner doesn't live there. But if you have an owner occupied house, like maybe a senior with equity list, and it's vacant, nobody's going to get that mail. You're just going to be lighting your money on fire. So in the instance that this was a owner occupied list, we'd want to remove vacants, which in order to single those out, you'd need PropStream's list automator feature. Or in DealMachine, when you're in that list, you can just go to quick filters and you can hop right into here. Select the vacants, for instance, and then you can choose what to do with those. So we could take all of those and we could, for instance, remove them from this list if we didn't want to mail vacants. One other just kind of useful thing while you're in here on both, if you're licensed, you're not supposed to market to other properties that are on the market. So in PropStream, you'd want to click these ones and remove them from the list. So actions, delete records. Same thing in DealMachine. So you'd want to go back to that filter of MLS, active, pending, or contingent and remove those so you're not marketing to somebody else's listings. The last thing I'd throw out on here, you might also consider removing recently sold. If something's just sold in the past couple months, chances are they don't want to sell it to you for a super good deal. I've had stranger things happen, but it's not super common. So looks like PropStream on that small list we did doesn't have any recently sold. If we go into DealMachines though, and we go recently sold on kind of that larger list, there are some that we'd want to remove. So we're not marketing to people that just bought their own investment property. If this kind of content is helpful for you, at minimum, please like the video so it helps us get in front of more folks like you. But if you want tactical advice like this, how to hire people, train people, job descriptions, comp plans, raising capital, up-leveling your interior design, I'd love to hop on the phone with you and chat about joining us in CCF. I'll just pin the link in the comments for that. Hopefully you found today's video helpful. This strategy has worked really well for us, not just on rentals, but also on flips, looking for projects in the area that we're already working. Super cool to be able to just send your guys across the street when they're done with yours. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, my name is Ryan Dossey. I'll talk to you guys next time.